So good morning everybody and welcome along, out with a ride with the RB, and yet another bike going out from Eclipse Motorcycles today. So the final ride test on this one, and this is the grey ZSB. So currently gone out this week, and end of last week we had the Iska, that has now gone, and the Venom went yesterday. So if you've seen the ride test of that black Venom that I did, should be up on my feed. Obviously that went yesterday, and this one is due to go out today to the customers. This is second ride test, 11.7 miles in. As always, we put exactly, well, near enough 20 miles on a bike, so 35 kilometers or as near as we can. So it's a quick 15-20 minute ride at 40 mile an hour again. And then the customer is due to come in and have his handover today and sign all the paperwork and take this lovely little Lexmoto ZSB home. Now this one has got a top box on, so obviously a little bit of extra storage. The rack on these is very good, so you can put 32 litre on the front, on the back, or you can put obviously the bigger one, which is the 42 litre. We always say to people, go with the 32 litre. A little bit of side bit on the 42, you can feel it push you about a bit, so I'd always say go 32 litre. It's enough to put your wet weather gear, your chains, your locks, etc. Or you can fit a full crash helmet inside a 32 litre top box. And then obviously going out this week as well, and also in for prep, we've got the Echoes. Currently got my bike builders in today as well, so we've got 8 Titans coming in. I've got 4 of the grey, 4 of the black and the red, and I think we've got a pink one there as well for a young lady, so I'll be having a ride on a pink one in the next week or so. That should be quite fun. See the attention it brings, because obviously that thing is very, very pink, and looking forward to giving that one a ride. And then also going out, we've got an LXR that's going out. I've also sold a couple more LXRs, so they're going to be coming in over the next couple of weeks. Bike builders, as I said, are in this morning. They're building the Titans, and if we have enough time today, he's going to attempt to build one of those Riots up for me, so I will be putting some photos up and do a quick look around the bike as well. So I'll do a quick phone video, as I've left my Insta at home, so I'll do a quick phone video and you'll get to have a look at that Riot up close. So we'll just do a quick walk round on that. Obviously I only have 2 in. There is a lot of interest. I've already got people looking at them in the crate saying when are they going to be built, so quite looking forward to seeing what that little bike looks like when we've done the final build on it. So obviously very, very busy times at Eclipse Motorcycles. We are obviously still in the lockdown, but we have worked right through the lockdown. Ever since day one we've been open, and obviously going absolutely crazy with bike sales and car sales, and getting people in for work. Obviously getting key essential riders or key workers out on new bikes, keeping cars operational. So very, very busy times for us. And if you do follow my feed, you obviously know that bikers are now allowed out in daily exercise on their bikes, or to use them for to and from work. But obviously guys, if you're out and you're riding, it's still in lockdown, just be safe. I know Boris has said that you can obviously meet in social bubbles, but it's still scary times ahead, so do wash your hands still. Obviously any cars that we still get coming in, we do make sure that cars are all prepped, cleaned and disinfected. Technicians getting in and out of each vehicle, and hand washing all the time. And the same goes for bikes. Now obviously I'm all gloved up, helmet on, so I'm doing my social distancing. I'm 2 meters from anybody. I'm on a bike. Brilliant. So currently 14 miles in, not much more to do on this one, so we're going to turn around, basically come down the other side of the dual carriageway ride circuit number 1. This is the ride circuit that I should have done when I was out on the Venom, and obviously if you watch that video of me doing the Venom, there was a huge smash down here and the road was shut in both directions, so I had to jump onto service circuit 2, because we do have set circuits that we know. When we ride test bikes, or when we're servicing bikes, we have certain specific circuits. Always have my phone in my pocket, as you can normally tell, because the alarms are going off at 10, 12, 2 and 4. If I'm out riding and my phone's going off in my pocket, it's normally an alarm to tell me what the time is. But ride circuit 1 is this one, which is down the dual carriageway and back down the other side. Ride circuit 2 is more of the urban route, so we go down, back up and down into town, and we do the urban circuit just to check the road holding, the stability on the bike. And then obviously I have my service circuits that I do. And obviously one is more of an urban route, one is more of a countryside route, but if I do break down, all I've got to do is say that I am on the service circuit 1 or ride circuit number 1. They'll do the ride circuit, and it doesn't take long for them to obviously catch up, and it puts them on the correct road. If they've got the trailer with them, should I need the trailer, or should I need anything for them to come out and pick me up. So far in the last 3 months we've not had to come out to any Lexmoto bike, so it just shows the amount of prep that we do, and obviously the reliability of Lexmoto motorcycles and scooters. If you do the prep and you do all your PDI correctly, you're not going to have any issues. But obviously for the purposes of making sure that a bike is absolutely 100% perfect, that is why we do the 3 sets of ride tests. Because if it's not going to have an issue on ride 1, we're going to pick it up on ride 2 or 3, and it still gives us time to get in, get the repair bookings done, and make sure that bike is absolutely 100% perfect before it goes out to that customer. So 15 miles in, or 14.8, and we've got about another 6 miles to do, and from the off picks up through that gearbox very, very quickly for a little 125. Now I absolutely love these little ZSBs. They are a very, very nice bike. And obviously the reason me staying out is because I noticed coming round the roundabout the cement lorry, so I wanted to hook that outside lane. Hence why I didn't shift across to the left coming off the roundabout. Forward planning, and as I say, I keep going on about it, hazard perception. Plan your route 500-600 yards ahead in your brain. What is going on? So just going to shift out into traffic, obviously checking the mirror. As I do, a shoulder check before I move out. And if you are a sort of a follower of my videos all the time, you'll notice that I never ever trust mirrors. They're there for purpose. Quick glance and you can see what is behind you, but I always like to do that quick shoulder check just to see if I've got anything beside me, if there's anything in my blind spots over my shoulder, and that goes to both sides as well. So for instance, lorry coming up the outside, and I can see him now, but there is that certain point on a smaller vehicle, for instance little Nissan Micra, I have enough blind spot there to lose that car. So I could lose obviously the boot of the car in the mirror, quick shoulder check and notice what is going on. So let me just bring that lorry back in, give him a quick flash. There we go. Oh, he doesn't want to come in. Alright, thank you very much, I did flash you. So rolling along, currently 16 miles in, last 4 to do, which is going to be ride circuit number 1, which is normally 10 miles. So this is the one that we would normally use, and it gives us a little bit more speed to obviously get this bike running a bit quicker. So obviously just a couple of other things. If you happen to follow the channel and you've liked, subscribed, you're enjoying what I do, just to obviously give you a heads up on stuff that is happening with Lexmoto over the next couple of weeks. Just checking this wagon that is coming up behind me. So a couple of things that are coming out from Lexmoto. No Aura is out and on the market. That Aura, obviously a little bit smaller than the Chieftain, but the front end looks so much nicer. It's basically chieftain back end on it. I would say it looks like the chieftain from the back, slightly different styling, but the front on it looks absolutely amazing. So that's one of their new ones. Obviously Iska Assaults and ZSBs, the big bikes at the moment. On the scooters, Titan, biggest seller. And we have put a vlog and a blog up just discussing Lexmoto bikes. So if you happen to go onto the Eclipse Motorcycles page, that blog should be up in the next day or so. Why would you buy a Chinese bike? And obviously everybody under the kitchen sink decides to have a dig at Chinese bikes. And when you normally say to them, have you had a Chinese bike? No, I've owned a Yamaha, that was rubbish. Or I've owned a Suzuki, or I had Honda, you know, I had issues with that, but it's a reliable bike, it's a big brand bike, it's got Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki all over it. Yes, I know that, mates, but have you actually owned a Chinese bike? Oh yeah, I had a direct bike. That's not a proper Chinese, well, it's a Chinese bike, but it's, everyone knocks direct bikes. It's a put together bike. It's the cheapest of the options. It's a build your own bike. It's not going to have a reliability that Lexmoto have, and obviously people say, well, I had a Sinis. Sinis are nice, they're alright. Well, I had a Yamasaki. What the hell is that? Well, it's Chinese bikes, bits of this, bits of that. With a name like Yamasaki, you would expect it to be bits of this, bits of that. And so obviously there are hundreds and hundreds of Chinese brands, so Ocean, Yamasaki, Quingo, and all the different ones. There's hundreds of them. But Lexmoto, top of the range, guys. If you want to go for a Chinese bike, go with Lexmoto. Now for, I'd say, I think it's 9 years now. It started with the Pulse Scout, a great little 50cc. We have I think it's a 15 or a 16 plate Scout that we use as a loan bike for customers. So come in for a service, you don't want to wait around, take the little 50cc Scout out with you. You can either run home and then come back when your stuff's done on your bike, or someone's broken down, they need a loan bike for a couple of days while it's in for a long repair, then we give them the Pulse Scout. Now that thing has been thrown down the road and so many smashes, it's had panels busted, it's been ragged within an inch of its life, and it keeps going. It comes in, we replace the panels, redo the headstock on it, service the engine, replace the engine parts, and that thing is bomb proof. It just keeps going, 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 going. I think it's got about 12,500 miles on the damn thing now. But that little Scout, it only does, I think it does about 35. I've actually managed to get 35 out of it the other day. I was just road testing it, I managed to get 35 out of it. Now that was the predecessor to the Lexmoto Echo. And obviously Pulse Scout, when it first came out, everybody raved about it. It was like a Marmite bike. You either hated it or you loved it. I absolutely loved the little Pulse Scout. And then they brought out the Echo, and it's been the biggest seller for the last 3-4 years. For the last 9 years on the 50cc market, Pulse Scout and Echo have been the #1 selling bike. So it just speaks for itself. 50cc market, get a Lexmoto Echo. You're not going to get much else that's going to compete in the ranks of the Lexmoto Echo. Those things are absolutely bomb proof, and they will keep going and going and going as long as they're serviced, maintained and PDI'd correctly. Those that knock them and say, oh, my mine broke down, you know, or this fell off, that fell off, that will probably be down to the fact that the dealer has not done his bolt checks, his servicing or his PDI correctly. And obviously there are a lot of bike shops that don't know what they're doing. They call themselves a bike shop, but it's just matey boy and his spanners. I would always say stick with one of the top reputable dealers. Phone up the garage, ask them how long they've been in business, how long they've been doing bikes, or ask around. Social media is the best thing for asking about a bike garage, and go by what people say. Obviously our Facebook, 5 out of 5 all the time, family business, and what we do very, very good. We don't mess about, we don't cut things down, you know, we don't do things in half measures. So obviously just to let you know that. Going on to the 125 market, one of the biggest sellers obviously on the scooters was the Titans last year, and the Chieftains, believe it or not. Titans and Chieftains were big sellers. Bike wise, the biggest one again was the LXR. That LXR absolutely outsold the market last year. I think they were only 5 or 6 registrations behind Yamaha and Honda, and I've got absolutely no idea why he come onto a roundabout when I'm on it indicating right and decides to undercut me. That is what shoulder checks are there for, people. So another one for the Motovloggers channel, bad car drivers, and you can tell by the amount of dents in the back of that car. He's obviously had a shunt before, and pulls in without indicating as well, so everything speaks for itself. Another numpty in a car. And obviously, young riders, please be aware that there are numpties on the road. Do your shoulder checks, do your indications. And he was more interested in looking over his shoulder to see what bike this was. So ZSB. Don't think he wanted to buy one, no, with the state of what his car was in. So let me get back to what I was doing. I'm sidetracking again. Yeah, LXR, one of the biggest sellers 2019 on the sports bike market. And then obviously followed up very closely was the SE. 380 is starting to get some movement, and a lot of people getting interested in obviously the Tempest and the Vendetta 250. Now if you haven't seen the Vendetta 250, pop up onto YouTube, type in Lexmoto Vendetta 250. It has already been vlogged. A certain vlogger from down south by the name of Spicy 110 has had that Vendetta. He had his, and I had the Lexar 380, so we both ride testing different bikes just coming up to Christmas of last year. So obviously the two main bloggers, or vloggers, for Lexmoto, myself and Spicy 110. And go and have a look at his stuff. He does, he tends to do the more sort of longer rides. I tend to do sort of what you're going to do on an everyday basis. Ride it backwards and forwards to work, nice and easy. Spicy just tends to absolutely rag the pants off it, show you how good they are, show you what the top speed is. And we're just pulling back onto the iron. As you can see, I have a lot of bikes going out this week. A hell of a lot of bikes going out this week. So we're just going to pull round these. Now all these are due out in the next 2 to 3 days, so just going to pull this one up, and then we'll have a wander around the yard. So nice and easy to pop that onto the main stand. Very easy to turn it off and lock it up. There we go, nice and solid. That's a ZSB in grey. Also got a Commando going out. LXR, 2 more ZSBs there. And we've got Michigan. And obviously we are doing the big boy bikes as well. So we've got Piaggio MP3 in. If you're interested in that, give the team a call, 01908 643 603. Another Echo to a customer. And I love this one, the old CBR Honda. And that's the old 1000cc. So there we go, quick look around with Eclipse motorcycles, out with Rev Bomb, and give us a call, 01908 643 603, and I'll catch you on the next ride. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, and smash the hell out of the bell. And we'll see you soon. Till then, take care, ride safe.